Hi, I'm your host, G.I. Jada, and you are now tuned in to Successful Saturdays. Welcome back to another episode of Successful Saturdays. It's a great day here at the Harvani J Studio. Shout out my boy, Jimmy. I'm here with another special guest. Y'all know we got special guests every week. Okay, we here with the Jeff Ejekam. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Jada?
Good. He's the CEO and the owner of Grandeur Society. And I'm excited about this. I've been waiting to interview you for a long, well, not that long. How long have we known each other now?
Probably coming up on a year.
Like
now,
a year, right?
Like that,
yeah. So we're gonna start with a little icebreaker now, okay? But I gotta take one for the team. I gotta take two for the team actually, because I already told y'all we're gonna take that shot of do say before, at the beginning and at the end. So that means I got 4 shots to take. Because my boy here, he don't drink brown. Tell them what's that about.
You just gotta monitor what's in your body. You know what I'm saying? I do have a football season coming up, so
that's one thing we're gonna get into.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm putting the right things in my body. Approaching the season
But since I've known you, you never drink brown. That's something you gave up like long time.
Yeah.
You've been playing football for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I gave that up a while ago. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I stopped drinking brown just because too much sugar. I know like with tequila or even red wine, like there's not a lot of sugar in those drinks. So I try to stay away. If I am going to drink, I just try to do it as healthily as I can. But
yeah,
I mean, obviously alcohol in itself is not healthy, but I live a little sometimes, but
healthy today.
Yeah, I'm being very healthy today. Yep. Champ though, I ain't gonna lie.
So, how did we meet?
So mutual friend, actually. So shout out to Patrick.
Shout out to
shout out to P.
People Profits.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, he introduced. Yeah, this is from me right here. But Patrick linked us up. Jada has been doing a lot of events and just collaborations with different brands and
interviewing small businesses every week.
Yeah, 100%. So that's something that we love to do. We like to elevate brands and also just kind of like build a community. That's what the Grandeur Society is all about. We're very community oriented. So, when Patrick introduced us to Jada, it was kind of a no-brainer. She fit in very well and she brought the energy that we wanted. So from there, we just kind of connected and made sure that we continue to build that relationship in a major way. So
yeah, it's definitely been nothing but support ever since. Like I try to make it to every event. If I can't make it myself, I always be like, hey, can you go to this for me? Send people out there. But it definitely, and we got a lot more stuff to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of major things coming. So I'm looking forward to the future and just continuing to build.
So give them a little background. Exactly what is Grandeur Society?
Okay, so Grandeur Society, essentially, we started off, funny enough, as an event planning, event parties, whatever, mixers, everything like that. And then
how long ago was that?
Ooh, that was back in 2000. I mean, we've been doing this for a while, but we officially made Grandeur Society in 2019.
Okay.
But we kind of saw that we needed to pivot because, it's great to have fun, throw parties, events, and stuff like that, but we got to bring value to our community. So we started diving into the financial literacy piece and even just investing in yourself, whether it be mind, body, spirit, finances, whatever you may see it. And we said, we want to be the leaders of the new school. We want to show people how to really live life to the fullest and really show people, there's more to it than just partying. Like you can have fun, but make fun with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be throwing money out in the clubs and popping bottles and that money's not getting any return. So we make sure that if we're going to go out, pop bottles, or if we're going to have fun, do something, we're doing it because we know there's a return on investment in some sort.
Doing it for a cause, for sure.
100%. So whether it be community service, whether it be literally just some networking mixer or something like that, or whether it be a seminar, webinar, whatever we do, we always try to make it with a purpose. And that way, when we do celebrate, we know we're celebrating with reason versus just celebrating to go out and waste money.
No, and I'm glad you said that because that's definitely what Successful Saturdays is about. And people always tell me, your events are so fun, but they're actually productive. That's what we aim to be, productive and actually make those connections and things like that. So who came up with the name Grandeur is what is that? Is that what language? What does the grandeur even mean?
So grandeur,
I should have looked it up.
Grandeur is French. So essentially what it is just of upper class, just high class society. And basically we want to brand ourselves as that, as like uplifting people to live a high class, upper echelon life. You know, a lot of people, especially minorities, are not accustomed to living a upper class life, but it's very much attainable if you put your mind to it and you simply surround yourself by the right people. And we pride ourselves on the power of proximity, which is, you know, you're the sum of the people around you. And essentially we try to make sure that if you're around us, you're getting value in some sort of way.
So growing up, like, is this something you always wanted to do, or how did you kind of like fall into this lane of entrepreneurship and specifically what y'all do?
I personally always knew that I was going to be in some sort of business. I didn't know whether it was ownership, operations management, whatever it may be. I did know that I was going to be in some sort of business.
Did you come from a family where like y'all own businesses? Or?
No, so I mean, my parents immigrated from Nigeria. My mom is a retired nurse now. My dad is a retired workforce solutions helper. So he was helping people get jobs and stuff like that. But we've always just kind of preached hard work and dedicating to your craft in my family. And, you know, I was kind of always the one that kind of like very independent in my family. I wanted to do things my way sort of thing. And I always made sure that like whatever lane I was taking, that I was putting my all in that lane. So initially it was just sports. My parents always told me like, make sure you get your education too, which I prided myself on just being the best in everything that I do. So of course I want to take care of my academics, but I always told myself I'm going to be a professional football player. But, you know, as time went on, people start feeding you information. You start realizing that, you know, pro sports period is fleeting. You know, it's not going to last forever. So you got to be able to.
You're going to get to a certain age where you can't be out on that field like that.
So, like, what I told myself is, all right, what am I going to do to be able to set myself apart in both aspects? So I told myself, I've just finished up my military stint, so like I am good at, you know, listening.
Shout out all our veterans.
Yeah,
Thank you for your service, friend.
Appreciate it. But I'm good at taking orders and stuff like that. But I also know in my true mindset that I'm a leader.
That's why you was an officer.
Yeah, so
y'all don't do no work. All y'all do is delegate.
No, I mean, yeah, but I tried to get down in the business with my soldiers too. I'm not one of those people that stand back. If I'm going to tell you to do something, I'm going to make sure I'm doing it too. But I just always knew once, you know, my military career was done, like I wanted to work for me at the end of the day because, you know, there's some people that you don't, you know, like you may not align with them, but you're kind of forced to align with them because of your occupation. So I wanted to make sure that everybody that I choose to align with is my choice versus being, you know, put with that person.
Yeah.
So I want to stay on my path that, you know, that I feel I'm destined to be on. And I feel like the entrepreneur / business ownership / investor way to do it is the way that I can do it. So
it all kind of just came together because you were playing football before you got into all of this, or
yeah, so
simultaneously?
Like just football.
Let's talk about football. Let's take a break real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Because you are a professional football player.
I
like,
am.
tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've been playing football since the age of 6.
Okay.
I've always just been a football player my whole life. I ended up going to West Point to play football, and that's where I commissioned from to get into the military. But football has just always been, I don't even want to say an identity for me, but it's simply been something that has driven me because of the things that it's brought me. It's brought me friends. It's brought me leadership skills. It's brought me the definition of hard work, discipline, commitment, like just all the values that I have, not only in business, but in sports and in life. Like it has brought me those things.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I grew up playing sports, so a lot of like that structure in my life, I feel like came from playing sports. When
100%.
I went to basic training, it kind of was I just felt like I was going to practice every single day.
Right. No, 100%.
I was there.
And that's why, like, I feel like a lot of athletes, when they, you know, when they actually tap into their mindset and realize that, like, the sport is actually aiding you and giving you the ability to progress in life, and not necessarily identifying into the sport, but seeing what the sport is giving you. That's when athletes become successful in their stand just outside of their sport, i.e. LeBron James, Shaq, like you see all these different prolific pro players that are done playing, but now they're just invested in so many things. And some current players invested in a lot of things and really growing businesses because they know that the sport has given them a mentality that a lot of individuals do not have.
Yeah.
So they're able to tap into that mentality and just progress and grow and go further than anybody could think they could. So.
And so how did you come up with the motto, employ the money? We see it here. I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Honestly. Employ the money be all over my timeline.
Yeah,
I still
for
got to
sure.
get my t-shirt and my cap.
We got plenty. We got plenty.
So, who came up with that? Was
So-
it did y'all have, at first y'all had Grandeur Society, and then y'all came up with Employ the Money?
So, yeah, Grandeur Society, like I said, was in 2019, but we actually came up with the slogan, Employ the Money.
Did y'all have another one before this?
No,
Okay,
it was just the Grandeur Society,
What does that mean to you? What does Employ the Money mean to you?
So, Employ the Money to me means, one, literally in direct terms, make money work for you. Like, there's no facet where we should be killing ourselves to make money. You know what I'm saying?
So make the money, don't let the money make you.
Correct. So, and the reason being is because people give value to money.
Yeah.
So let's be clear that money is a tool. At the end of the day, it is not anything. We give it value. It is a tool. Just like you got a nail, a hammer, whatever it may be. You may not need that hammer that day or whatever. Like, money is something that it should be working versus you working for it.
But money is very important. Sorry to interrupt you, because
100%.
we talked about this on last week's episode. Like, is money everything? How do you feel about money?
So I feel like, again, I don't visualize money as everything. I feel like money allows you to get into certain things. I feel like money can give you value. However, I feel like it's all on you it's all on you to give it value at the end of the day. So the way I see it is, okay, you can have $1 million and say that you have $1 million and you keep it in your savings account and you say, oh, I'm a millionaire. What does that mean when inflation comes around and that $1 million is
Goes
actually
like
worth,
that. You could
worth
spend
less?
I could spend $1 million probably in a month
versus if you take that $1 million
and make it work for you.
and invest it in stocks, invest it in real estate, and regardless of what the market is doing, you know that in time, if you look at any market, any chart, whether real estate, stock, whatever it may be, it is steadily increasing. It may have dips here and there, but progressively over time, it's always increasing.
Right.
So why would I put my money or keep my money and hold it and hoard it when I know that it can be increasing?
So, not to get all up in your business and what have you, but what are some things you invest your money into?
A lot.
I know real estate for sure. You
Yeah.
have an Airbnb. You have multiple Airbnbs
Yeah, so
now.
I have one Airbnb,
Okay.
and then I have a rental out in Baton Rouge. I did have a rental out in Killeen where I was stationed at Fort Hood, but I ended up flipping that to get my Airbnb in Houston.
Got
and the
it.
reason being because that was a long-term rental, which, I was getting like maybe $500, $600 cash flow. But then with Airbnb, you can see a lot more bigger cash flow because of the short-term rental business model.
So what's some advice you would give to someone that they're like, hey, I want to get, even I at one point, I said, I want to get into Airbnbs,
Right.
but then I didn't have no idea where to start.
One, and first and foremost, see where you're at. Because there's multiple ways to do it. You can do arbitrage, which is essentially contacting the owner and saying, hey, I'm going to lease your space, but I'm also going to sublease it to tenants. And you have to make sure to get that agreement with the owner.
That's understood.
Yes, because
Right.
if you do that without talking to the owner, they can evict you and you can get sued.
Yeah.
Or my way, and this is the way that I preach and teach because you're winning in two facets of it is
Take notes, guys.
is that you need to purchase the home and then start the business. The reason being is because when you purchase the home, you are now the owner of the home. If you want to make any alterations, corrections, decorations, anything like that, other than furnishing, like if you want to paint the walls, if you want to install a hot tub, if you want to install a pool, you have the right to do all those things versus if you did arbitrage, you have to get permission from the owner to do those things.
Right. So what arbitrage is kind of like equivalent to renting?
Yes,
You're just
correct.
renting it?
You're basically renting it and then re-renting it to somebody
Yeah.
else, essentially. And then obviously if you're the owner of the house, again, you'd be renting it to tenants from that way. So.
Yeah, which, yes, you do own your Airbnb. You got a nice hot tub. Plug it in. Like, let people know if y'all come to Houston and y'all need an Airbnb.
For sure. Yeah, and if you need if mine is booked, I got plenty of other business partners that got some too, so we can we can get y'all right no matter what. Like, y'all come to Houston, y'all are taken care of by the Grandeur Society. Just come holler at us. We got you.
Period. We're going to have to do a part 2 to this interview where I get the other guys up here, too. I don't want them to feel left out, but like,
Nah, for sure.
when I first met Pat, he told me, like, this is the owner, this is Jeff, da-da-da. And that's how I started following you. And then I was like, oh, he's in the military, I'm in the military.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's really good when you see people that you can kind of relate to, like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
100%.
You know what I
And
mean?
That's the premise of the brand is like, you know, we're young black men, and really even we have a lot of young black women and young minorities just in the group as well that we try to influence and push. And it's gotten to the point where, like, seeing so many young people thrive, we've reached older people and they said, we're trying to get, what do y'all got going on? So it's literally like when you start targeting
that's how you know
audience.
when you're doing good, because
Yeah.
the older generation be kind of stuck in their ways now, or they want to, project because this is something else we talked about last week, because they went through the struggle.
Right.
They want you to go through the struggle, and it's like, no.
I don't want my kids I want my kids, when I have kids, to understand hard work, but I don't want my kids to struggle. I want them to figure out their own type of struggles. I don't want them to feel like financially they're struggling or mentally they're struggling. I want them to be able to go through life and see what life throws at them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I know for me, I'm doing this for my future generations to come. Like, this isn't even about me.
Right.
I'm not embedded in this because I want to be all rich and stuff. Like, I don't care about that stuff, because at the end of the day,
you just want to leave something behind.
Exactly.
Like, really, because that's the one thing I think about every day. I be going through life like none of the stuff even matters. Like, I be trying to be, take life seriously, but at the same time be like, none of this really matters. The only thing that's going to matter is when you die, when you pass away, what did you leave behind? What do you have to pass down?
Yeah, legacy is, I feel like legacy is honestly the biggest thing that anybody can have. Like, that's the most important thing that we can have as humans is like, what legacy are you leaving behind? Because legacies last forever. Even when you go, your name is still going to be ringing bells if you've left that lasting legacy. So that's what I want to be. I just want to be legendary. I want to be able to, my kids can walk this earth and know that Dad did everything that I was supposed to do to set them up to be successful. And, that's really it. Like, I want to make sure that I'm doing right by my people at the end of the day.
So what is your most, since starting officially, I guess, since 2019, since you made it an official business, what's your most proud accomplishment?
I would say,
with
honestly,
Grandeur Society?
I would say, honestly, just how the community has built and emerged. Like, in 2019, really even prior to 2019, a lot of people just knew us for throwing some very fire parties, and like they always.
I didn't know this part. I didn't know this part about the fire parties being thrown.
Yeah, we used to throw some. We used to throw some gigs back in the day. If I'm gonna let y'all sift through the archives. I'm not gonna throw it out there.
I got some research.
We rebranded for a reason, so I'm gonna just say, now I feel
when y'all
like,
were just doing that, like, who were y'all? What did people call y'all? Like, what did they refer to y'all as?
I mean, like I said, 2019 we were the Grandeur Society, and people knew what was up.
Before that.
Oh, before that, we had so many names. We had Exclusive. We had the Hula Gang. Like we had. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of stuff. So I mean, when you're young, obviously you're kind of very focused on one thing. And for us, it was like, we throw great parties, so we're going to do this for the rest of our lives, not knowing that when we're, I'm about to be 27.
When did you start seeing the shift to where it was like, okay, us throwing these parties, to where y'all realized, like, look, we really need to do something more meaningful, more purposeful?
2020, 2021.
Do you think that was because of the pandemic?
No, so I think it was more so just like, we kind of got, I'm not going to say tired of it, but we were just like...
Y'all was burnt out?
We were kind of burnt out.
Or y'all was probably questioning, like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah, like honestly, this is really what it was we were like, we can throw these parties and it's great and all, but it's like, there has to be more.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you start getting older, it's just like, you're not going to be able to be in them clubs and partying like that. Like, let's be honest. So, like, we just were like, okay, we are able to like bring this big crowd. Like, what more can we give this big crowd other than let's turn up? So we just started diving into things. My boy Justice bought his first home. Well, actually his second home.
Shout out to Justice.
Yeah, shout out to Justice. So he bought his second home, and that's when he was just kind of like researching, like, all right, how can I get past just like home ownership? Because he bought his first home. We used to party in that home and game nights and kickbacks and all sorts
Y'all
of
was
stuff
living
like
y'all
that.
best life in his
Oh,
home.
yeah.
Y'all was
Oh, yeah.
running that damn light
Oh,
bill
yeah.
up.
Like-
and he said, hold up now.
Yeah.
Y'all
Nah.
need to start putting in on
So
this.
yeah, so pretty much he was just like, all right, you know, I got this nice home now. Like he ended up moving.
He was looking for value. I feel like that's what
Yeah.
he's getting to. Like, because you know, when your mind starts to shift as entrepreneur, when you, because they say like if you listen to things and you do your research, they say like if you can add value, if you can provide value to something,
Yeah, it's gonna resonate.
like
with
that's
people.
where the money is. Like, if
100%.
you can find solutions to problems,
Right.
That's when you start making
that's
real
basically,
money.
we were like, okay, we solved the problem of entertainment.
Got
That's
that?
great.
Y'all had that on lock.
That's cool.
The people were entertained.
But then it's like, okay, like we can do more than this.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
our platform. So
Yeah.
why not? So then we just started brainstorming, and we, you know, Justice was the one that really planted the seed of like, y'all, we need to really start tapping in with this financial literacy stuff because our people need it.
Yeah.
The black community needs it.
The black community.
Really bad.
Happy Black History Month.
No, facts. Happy Black History Month. The Black History is every month, every year. You already know what it is.
And y'all,
but
they did us wrong. They want to give us the shortest month
Listen,
and all.
Black
like,
History Month is every month,
Every day.
every day. We all are Black history. There's Black history being made every single day.
and they be stealing from us.
But anyway, like I was saying, like Justice really planted the seed. He actually was the one that kind of came up with Employ the Money. We all were kind of congregating and trying to figure out what we want to slogan it, but he was the one that actually kind of made Employ the Money.
Yes.
And then once he started feeding the information, like I'm the type of person, like once I hear it, I'm executing. I'm diving into the sources and everything, and I'm gonna find out the information. So I started reading. It started motivating all of us to read. And mind you, this was during my rotation in Europe. So I was in Eastern Europe at the time, so I had nothing but time. So I was like either working out, watching football, or studying financial literacy
Right.
stuff.
Because
So-
you're playing football out there, right?
Well, so I wasn't playing football at the time. I was
You were
working out
just
to get
training.
a tryout and
Okay,
stuff like
okay.
that. So
I feel like we got to have a whole nother separate interview just on the football stuff.
yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot that goes on in
You do
my
a
world.
lot.
Yeah, it's
I feel
a
like
lot.
we're like, he's one of those persons like, what does he do? He does a lot.
Yeah, nah, it's a lot, but I do enjoy it. But yeah, it was a lot of like all I had was time, so I said let me use this time the right way. And so once I started diving into more stuff, like prior to even me going on that rotation, Justice was the one that influenced me to get my first house in Killeen.
We
And
love Justice. I'm gonna get you up here for interviews.
nah, Justice is a powerful dude. Real talk, like
What is it? Assets over liabilities.
heavy on assets.
Heavy
is
on
his name.
assets, there we go.
But assets over life. Shout out EYL. You know what I'm saying? Earn Your Leisure. Those were the people that really kind of inspired us to
I
do
always associate you guys with them. Like every time I
100%.
see them or see y'all, like I don't know, y'all all come to.
it. No, yeah.
I
Earn Your
associate
Leisure-
y'all together.
Earn Your Leisure was definitely a very pinnacle point
Love
of
them.
formatting.
We gonna
what
be
we
on
did.
there one day.
Oh yeah, 100%, no doubt, no doubt. So, but yeah, like ever since then, it really has just been like, you know, we've been taking off and really like trying to use this platform to build, and we just been trying to influence our people and help them kind of gain the mental mind state of just being like, okay, like y'all can do this, because
Yeah.
a lot of people get very scared when it comes to investing, when it comes to real estate, when it comes to credit. Like these are all things that are very much doable and have been done for years. But it's just that we don't have access to the information or haven't tried to get access to the information.
Yeah.
So it works both ways. And we basically at the Grandeur Society is like, we're going to go find this information. And if anybody wants to join our journey in doing that, then you're more than welcome to join. So
I joined.
yeah, no, 100%.
I've been on the journey. Okay, so moving on to bigger and better things. What do you aim to accomplish in the future? What are some goals you have for Grandeur Society moving forward?
So with the Grandeur Society, we're actually looking to start memberships here soon. So we'll be having membership. We'll have membership intake. So hopefully we get that community that we've already established, and they bring more people just knowing the value that we've given them. And we just keep on thriving and continue to just build people up in many ways. You know, I feel like with our platform, we've helped a lot of people in numerous ways, whether it be improving their credit, helping them buy their first home, helping them just simply get into stocks, or learning about business formations, or just even just about financial literacy and even health, like physical fitness and everything. Like we are holistic in what we do, and we try to get every pillar of life so that if you need help in this pillar, we have the sources to do that. So that's pretty much what 2023 is going to be about, is just taking off in a major way. We've set the foundation, and now we're just going to keep on helping people grow in whatever facet they need to be grown in. So.
I definitely am about to start the process of buying a house, and I need guidance.
No, 100%. That's what
I
we
need
wanna
to be
here
around
for.
people who have done it before and who have done it multiple times.
Yeah, nah, for sure. That's us for sure. Between just the like, not even just the founders, but just the Grandeur Society as a whole. Like, I want to say it's probably, I want to say over like 25, 30 homes right now.
But like, okay, so what is your like with? I know you said your goal is to you're all doing the membership, but what is y'all's goal with the membership? Like, what is the just from a business standpoint? Because I kind of have the same thing that I'm doing with Successful Saturdays. I'm starting what is going to be the business directory on the website, and that's going to be where small businesses, they purchase like a membership. So every month they'll be paying. It'll be a low ticket cost, like $5-10 a month to be on our business directory. And for me, that's another stream of income. For y'all, that's traffic. You know, if someone comes to me, hey, I need this. So I would say I would direct them to the business directory. So, oh, you need a photographer? Here, I have this whole list of photographers.
I think for us, what it's going to do for us is like, it's going to just help us do bigger and better things. So like events that we've already done that are big, they're just simply going to get bigger. And the reach is going to get even wider. And that's pretty much what we're trying to do is like, we're trying to start with the city of Houston and then go from there and make sure that we've planted every seed that we can in Houston, and then transition to the next city until we blow globally. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere, and that's where we want to start. So like once whatever members decide to come and be with us and go on this journey.
What's some perks that the members will get?
Oh,
just one perk. I won't give one too much. You got to get the membership.
So one perk that you will get is
for sure
access to our network, which is well over collectively well over $1 billion. Well
because aren't you you're in a frat?
Yeah, I'm
that
in
right
Alpha
there.
Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Shout your people out.
Yeah.
This man
yes, sir. So like I mean,
that's a network within itself, right there.
The network. Let's just say the network is wealthy. I'm gonna just say just like that. It's a very wealthy network, so that you'll have direct access to that network.
All right. Well, I have to ask, as I close it out with our shots that you're not going to take, what does success mean to you?
Okay, so success to me, like, I personally feel like, you know, it's everybody's own definition, but for me, it's just leaving a legacy, like I said. I think legacy is literally the biggest thing that you can leave on earth. And just leaving a legacy, like making sure that I've done everything that God has put me on earth to do. Like, I simply feel like if I do that, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. So that's success in my life, yeah.
And this is spoken like a true man of God. This is a man of God right here. This is a God-fearing man. Okay? Yeah. But yeah, I would love to keep talking. We got so much more to say. This ain't the first time y'all going to see Jeff on here. Like I said, we're going to get the whole gang up in here for an interview one day.
Yeah, for sure.
But we just got to cut it short because that's our time.
No, for sure,
I really appreciate you coming up here, taking the time to do this. Like, 100%. That really means a lot to me.
No, 100%.
So let them know one more time, how can they get in contact with you? Where can they follow you?
My personal page is just Jeff Ejekam, JEFFEJEKAM. And then for the Grandeur Society, we're on Instagram @_Grandeur Society. So y'all can follow us on that. And yeah, just tap in with us. Check the Instagram out. We got a lot of gems on the Instagram. And then once you see those, I'm 99% sure you're going to want to be a member. So.
Because it's them reels for me.
No,
this
for sure.
Eat me getting your reels up. Teach me something, okay?
Yeah, content is king right now, so you just got to tap in with it.
Well, thank y'all so much. You already know I'm your host, G. I Did It. Y'all can follow me on Instagram @g.i.jada, @successful.saturdays. And I can't wait to see y'all again next week, right here, reporting live from Harvani J Studios. That's a wrap. Happy! Thank you so much.
Girl, you such a dime, it's like you came straight out of heaven. Got a lot of shit on your plate. Sick and tired of stressing, it don't help, gon' make you wait for it. Wait for it.